dusk is falling here, but in the last hour or so we saw an enormous explosion. Again, I think the third likely airstrike we've seen so far today. But it comes on a day when finally the Peshmerga, after a week plus almost of anticipation by those Syrian Kurdish fighters inside, the first 9 or 10 of them round about noon crossed into the city. The advance guard presumably there to pave the way for the remaining 150, and over 30 armoured vehicles, heavy weapons that are supposed to travel down the road here, we think, towards the official crossing. There's a lot of Turkish military paving the way for them down there at the moment. At some point, possibly tonight, possibly tomorrow. In fact, one Kurdish official I spoke to in northern Iraq saying it could be actually 2 days. Obviously, a lot of concern by those Peshmerga after their lengthy journey, some of them travelling through southern Turkey to rapturous welcomes, that they actually enter Kobani at the safest, most opportune moment. It appears as though ISIS have had plenty of time to prepare for their arrival. We in fact saw, strangely, 2 figures climbing a telecoms mast on the highest hill right behind me about a couple of hours ago. Now, unclear exactly what they were doing, but certainly people will be concerned that when the Peshmerga do finally move in, that ISIS at least haven't been able to prepare something deeply unpleasant for them. Robin.
Hi there, Nick. All this focus on Kobani, but what do you think is ISIS's wider strategy here? It's not just about Kobani, is it?
Well, Kobani has sort of become, perhaps, as some said, by a geographical accident, simply because these hills are there. It makes it so simple to film what's happening day by day. A rare part of the Syrian conflict you can actually watch progress has become, bizarrely, symbolically and strategically important. You're right, yes, it isn't in itself a vital town. In fact, Aleppo, the commercial hub of Syria, is currently facing the potential for the regime to besiege those rebel-held areas, and that provides a significant blow to those more moderate forces that could significantly benefit ISIS too. ISIS' strategy, it seems, is to consistently push on different fronts to perhaps throw off balance the Iraqi security forces, the coalition airstrikes as well, make it hard to know quite where the focus should be. They face 3 or 4 separate enemies: the Kurds, Iraqi security forces, potentially the Syrian regime if they occasionally choose to actually attack them, and the coalition, of course, in the skies above. In fact, one of whose jets I can hear right now. We've been seeing a B-1 bomber circling over the town yet again. So ISIS, I think, looking for territory, looking to make sure they consolidate their finances, and the broader question being exactly what the coalition airstrikes can do if there isn't a force on the ground to push them back. Right now we're seeing very little signs of that from the Iraqi security forces. The Syrian moderate opposition simply aren't together enough to do that, and the Kurds, whilst having the best option on the ground to do that, are still to some degree divided, although if the Peshmerga do go into Kobani behind me, they will at least begin to show a united front between Iraqi and Syrian Kurds.